The blue zones, a handful of regions where people supposedly live extraordinarily long lives, have become one of the most popular ideas in longevity, spawning books, diets, and Netflix specials. There's genuine wisdom in them. But there's also a growing, uncomfortable scientific debate about how real the data actually is. Let's give the blue zones an honest look, the inspiration and the skepticism. Let's start with the appealing story. The blue zones are a set of 5 regions around the world that were identified as having an unusually high concentration of centenarians, people living to 100 and beyond. The famous ones include the island of Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Ikaria in Greece, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, and a community in Loma Linda, California. The idea, popularized in a best-selling book, was irresistible. If we could find places where people reliably live to extreme old age, we could study their lives, find what they have in common, and copy it. So researchers went in looking for the shared lifestyle threads that might explain why these particular populations seem to age so gracefully. And they did find some consistent, sensible patterns. The lifestyle patterns the blue zones researchers highlighted are, honestly, good advice regardless of the data debate. People in these regions tended to eat mostly plant-based diets, lots of beans, vegetables, and whole foods, with meat as an occasional treat rather than a staple, and they tended not to overeat. They got constant natural movement woven into daily life, gardening, walking up hills, manual work, not gym sessions, but bodies in motion all day. They had strong social ties, tight families, close-knit communities, and older people who stayed valued and connected rather than isolated. And they had a sense of purpose, a reason to get up in the morning, along with lower chronic stress. Notice that these line up beautifully with real science, the value of a plant-rich diet, of constant movement, and, genuinely underrated, of social connection, because loneliness measurably harms health. As general life advice, it's hard to argue with any of it. Now for the uncomfortable part that the books and documentaries tend to skip. In recent years, researchers digging into the actual data behind extreme age claims have raised serious, provocative doubts. When you carefully examine records of people claimed to be 110 or older, a striking pattern emerges. Many of these cases turn out to trace back to errors, missing or unreliable birth certificates, clerical mistakes, and, in some documented cases, pension fraud, where a death simply went unreported so the payments kept coming. One prominent analysis found that regions with lots of supposedly extreme-aged people often correlated not with healthy living, but with poor record-keeping and higher poverty, exactly the conditions where ages get recorded wrong. This doesn't mean the blue zones are entirely fake, but it does mean the headline claims of extraordinary longevity may be significantly inflated by bad data. It's a genuine, active scientific controversy, and a healthy reminder to be skeptical of extraordinary claims, even beloved ones. So how do we hold both things at once? Here's the honest, useful takeaway. The specific claim that these exact 5 regions are magical longevity hotspots is genuinely under scientific dispute, and the extreme age numbers may be inflated by unreliable records. Be skeptical of the mythology. But, and this is the key, the lifestyle lessons drawn from them don't actually depend on the blue zones being real. Eating mostly plants, staying physically active all day, maintaining strong social bonds, keeping a sense of purpose, and not overeating are all independently backed by solid, separate science. They're good ideas whether or not anyone in Sardinia is truly 107. So the mature approach is to take the sensible, well-supported lifestyle advice, which happens to echo everything else in this series, while holding the romantic blue zone story itself lightly. Good habits, real science, magical villages, be skeptical. This is educational, not medical advice.